All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Campfire Conversations. This is the first episode of this new podcast, and I am your host, Steve Billington. For those of you listening on audio, we're going to do this every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, live on the Steve Billington Fishing YouTube channel and our Facebook channel. This podcast is brought to you by Trash Panda Decals. If you don't already know about Trash Panda Decals, they make the best aluminum identifiers for kayak tournament anglers and some pretty cool other products as well. We've got stuff that is super simple and stuff that's fully custom. We beat everybody. Our prices beat everybody. Nobody does it better than Trash Panda Decals. You can find them at trashpandadecals.com. So tonight, my guest is going to be familiar to a lot of you. His name is Andrew Blair, and we're going to bring him on in just a second here. But we're going to do things a little different on this podcast. There's different topics that Andrew's talked about, primarily baits and things of that nature, and we're not going to get into that tonight. So without further ado, let me see if I can figure out the right button here, and we're going to bring on Andrew. Hey, what's up, man?
There you go. What's up, man?
I actually have a comment already. Southwest Indiana Outdoors is in the comments. Can I pull that up? I can.
Oh, I can see him too. Is that
Hey,
okay?
what's up, man?
It's on YouTube. Sweet.
Yeah. I was like, I could go this whole thing and not have a single comment or anything in there, but I knew somebody would be in there. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, dude. Congrats on starting the show. I know you've been talking about it for a while, and you got the campfire light back here for you.
I appreciate that because even despite my theme, I've got no campfire theme at all. I was thinking maybe I just need to do like a giant metal poster behind me that's got the campfire and just rearrange all this stuff to go around it.
I mean, I'll send you the link for the light too, or you can just do the red.
I definitely need some mood lighting.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Hey, John Wilson, what's up, man? I tell you what, I wish I had the energy in my day to promote myself as well as John does. That is like my number one cheerleader right there. If I was the Dallas Cowboys, he'd be my starting cheerleader.
John's awesome. He's very persistent on making sure I restock some stuff. But the dude's on fish. Awesome guy. He's in all the shows too. Every time anybody's on a show, John's in there lighting it up.
Facts.
Yeah.
I got to know him in the comment section of the Live Well.
Yep.
That's where I met John at. And so what I really want to get into tonight. So when I came up with the idea, I talked about doing a podcast for, God, I've been doing YouTube for 5 years, 6 years now. So I've been talking about it for 7 years. And I could never quite figure out exactly what I wanted to do. Like there's a million podcasts out there. And what I found was when I go to like the kayak tournaments and stuff, inevitably I end up sitting around a fire with somebody, or I end up at a kitchen table with somebody, and you get beyond the, what baits do you like to throw? What kayak do you use? And you get into like different stuff. And so I wanted to bring like an element of that forward and talk to people about things that they're not really getting asked about other places. So the thing that really jumps out at me with you is you are a content making machine. And I mean, by that, I say, I will have people send me like these little reels and shorts and stuff. And they'll be like, this guy's hilarious. You should check him out. And it'll be your stuff. And I'm like, oh, I saw that before it got uploaded. Like, that's pretty cool. Where do you come up with like the notes on your phone for your different ideas between the notes and like the voice recordings? You must have like 20 years worth of content, because I can come up with like one clever thing a month and you'll drop like 3 a day.
And without, I'll just give like a little juice out there, right? And the easiest way to come up with ideas that are new, that capture I&R element fishing, right, is to watch other niches. So I used to be really big into cars, motorcycles, used to be huge into lifting. Now I'm just into fitting food into my mouth. And you find a lot of like interesting audios that go really well to turn fishing into like this fun combat sports style element, right? Car edits you can transform into your kayak edits, right? And
Mhm.
it's, you know, when you see these things, the easiest pattern to get it in your head is just make a note, right? Or screenshot it as you're scrolling. Because you know how Facebook and stuff does. When you go through it, it will like disappear to the nether. And you,
Instantly.
yeah, and you won't be able to find it again. So if you see something interesting, just screenshot it. Um, a lot of the times that I come up, you'll notice in a lot of my videos, I'm wearing the same outfit repetitively, and I'll film 6, 7 skits in the same little hour block, right?
Mhm.
So I just kind of, I think of something, write it down, try it out. If it does good with the platform, repeat it, twist it a little bit. I don't know. I've been doing it for 6+ years now, and now it's always going in my head. So,
I have found, I do that screenshot thing a lot, and I do it. It's bad on my iPhone and my Mac, because on the iPhone, I'm constantly doing it, like you said, on ideas or Facebook posts or comments or whatever. But then on my laptop, I do it for, like, identifier designs and everything, so, like, my
yep,
screenshot folders are out of control, and sometimes I'll just, like, I'll see something, and I'll be like, "That is fantastic," and I'll screenshot it or save it and realize I've already got it saved, or I've already got it screenshot.
yep,
Like, it's almost, like, to my own detriment, but I just see all that. I used to trying to think of the way to say it. When I first started YouTube, I thought everything had to be an original thought. I'm like, "I can't make content that anybody's done, or I can't do this," and I realized real quick that I don't have that many original thoughts, and the original thoughts I did have, people did not respond well to, for the
yeah.
most part.
I mean, here's the deal with ideas, though. Like, there's only so many different things you can create, right? That hasn't
Mhm,
been done. And I think the biggest thing is like a lot of people are scared to replicate trends and things, right? But TikTok kind of taught me that's how you got to do it, right? Just put your own little spin on it. So, a lot of the fishing creators are starting to do that. I'm seeing trends from a year ago on TikTok start to come over into Instagram and Facebook. So, if you're on all platforms, you can kind of, okay, I see this is on TikTok right now. I'm going to make some of those content elements, right? It will go
mhm.
off on TikTok. It won't do anything on Facebook. And then a month later, I mean, I tell you guys all the time, I have reels go off a month or two later, like
Yeah,
skyrocket. And it's because I'm doing those trends ahead of time, right? So like those are just little things to pick up on. And then like the screenshot thing, you have Trash Panda, I have TFC, and bait colors, man. I have 2 folders full of different colors I like. I never end up making them, but like, ooh, that's cool, screenshot. And then, you know, onto something else. I think the hardest thing is just getting comfortable in front of a camera. So I don't mind
yeah.
embarrassing myself
No, not
doing
at
a
all.
skit, right? Like I'm goofy. That's what I do. My kids think it's funny. My wife is irritated with it sometimes, but she thinks it's
G
funny.
Oh my god, Goofy's my bread and butter, and it makes Kelly acts annoyed, but I gotta figure this has gotta be what she's attracted to. She would not be marrying me if she didn't like the core of all this, and the core of all this is fucking weird, man. And I told myself I would use the F-bomb. We're
Hey,
5 minutes in, there it is. My
it's
platform.
it's a campfire, bro. It's not like
That's right. But so, like, with Kelly, because you've now gotten your wife to participate some in your content, which I think is nothing short of a miracle for a lot of us out there. So I text Kelly the other night when we were talking about everything, and I was like, "Hey, would you be opposed to being in a skit for like a reel?" And I figured she'd either ignore it or just be like, "Don't bring me into your stupid Facebook stuff. Like, just leave me alone." And she was like, "Well, it would depend on what it is." And I'm like, "Well, she's out at Mexican. She's got to be drinking some tequila. Like, this is my time to strike." So I told her I wanted to do that kind of skit where, like, you sit down with your other half and you show them fishing lures. And if they can guess what it is, they get a
yep,
point. And they show you girl stuff. And if you can guess what it is, you get a point. Otherwise, they take the soft shell taco
yeah.
and whack you. So I put it out there, crickets. And so I'm like, well, maybe she's not feeling it. So a couple hours later when she's home, I was like, so how were the margaritas? And she's like, I had soda. And I was like, I picked the wrong time to strike. I thought she was in the margaritas.
The the thing is like, my kids. I have like some rules, right? I don't put my kids on camera. I hate when people use their kids for for social media, unless like your account's based off that, right? Like if your account's like a dad account, or you know how those go. I just don't
Mine
believe in
started
putting the
off that way, and it didn't stay that way very long.
yeah, I don't want them on there. My daughter, I mean, I'm telling you right now, my daughter, when she's old enough, she will probably she'll probably take off on social media when I allow her to. She knows all the dances, she knows everything, and she's constantly in here just practicing them herself. So like my wife knows when it's time and she's old enough, she's the one that throws the shoes at me in the skits. She's the one that throws things at me because that's what she wants to do, right? But like, you know, my wife, the big thing was she doesn't want to be on camera. I get it, right? She's not comfortable being on camera. So, hey, all you got to do is just pretend you're mad at me like normal. Like, I usually try to make her mad ahead of time, and
Oh, that's
it's
good.
worked before. I've captured the anger. It was freezing the day I did the skit about the Tupperware, right? Where I
Mhm.
got the Titan. She did not want to come outside. She was pissed, and I was like, "Look, you got to come out the front door. You have to come through the garage like you're catching me. You can't come
Yeah.
from this side." She said, "I don't want to go outside. It's cold." And I was like, "Perfect. Keep that energy. Let's go do it really quick."
Keep
And
that energy.
she did it. But you know, the idea is if you just like if you keep that in mind, and for people that are watching, I can't see comments on my side. So go to Steve Billington Fishing's Facebook or YouTube if you're on my end commenting, because I can't see them. The biggest thing is once you start to pick up on those things, you'll start taking notes. And when you get something good, when a skit does well, repeat it as best as you can without reposting it. And
Okay, that's good advice.
then it will go. Now, reposting is not a bad thing. You guys know I got the golden video, the snakehead one, right? Like,
That one always goes off.
and you know, Ethan Summer, he has his tarpon videos of them flipping, going nuts in the air, right? Or the
Mhm.
crocodile coming out of the mangroves. It's strategic to repost your very well viewed videos, right?
Mhm.
That is a thing. I know Alan, if he's in the chat, he hates when I do it, but it's part of it.
It's my
Um,
parking lot videos.
yeah, exactly. So like, but you know, you saw one do well, so you did it again, right? You
Mhm.
tried to repeat the content in a different way, and it worked. Like these kayak videos I'm doing on this new channel here, all I got to do is point at it to start the video and with captions, and they all go off. It's just like the
Isn't that
combination of the
crazy?
finger pointing with the caption, it instantly like triggers them to watch for 3 to 4 seconds. So it doesn't matter what I talk about. It could be glitter, could be whatever, right? Um, Good old snake. Yep, that's right, Carl. Yeah.
The captions make a huge difference.
Hmm.
Because you had shown me how you were doing those, and then I realized that DaVinci Resolve does them. So the majority for some reason, when I edit on my phone, I'm like an old man. I don't know if it's the thumbs, I just get frustrated.
Yeah.
But DaVinci Resolve, when I'm editing my long form videos, I didn't know that they now generate the captions with AI. So what I typically do is I'll split my main timeline as I find something I want to make a short. I just chunk it off into a million shorter timelines. And so then I go back through and I create shorts, and now I can just tell it and it'll auto caption. I can tweak it, correct it, just like that stuff. And the ones with the captions really do seem like I've been practicing not putting hashtags on too. And I've
Yep.
noticed that if I use no hashtags, but I've got captions, those tend to just go off more than the other ones. And go off on my channel is subjective, but if it hits 1,000 to me, it goes off. That's usually my baseline. I want to hit 1,000 views on each one of them.
Well, the thing is with captions, right? It's human nature to when text pops up, you read it.
Mhm.
So if you combine that with a gesture, like if you've seen like people on TikTok or they put their phone up on a tripod real quick, or they're
Yeah.
setting it, that's a technique, right? Because that little stuttering camera makes the individual that's watching focus for an extra second or two. Combine
See,
that
I
with
just thought it because 'cause they're all in bikinis when they do that. I
no,
thought that's what
no,
was
no, man.
different.
That's it's a legitimate thing, right? Like it is. If you go and look at all these creators that are like on TikTok trying to sell or whatever, you get the attention grab because the clicking onto the thing with a caption, you got 3 seconds right there of them. Oh, like what is this motion? Oh, look, text. And even if they don't
Mhm.
like the first word they see, you got them for 3 seconds and they scroll. So you get your time. and then it will just compile, right? So, I don't like using captions for everything, but you got to be relatable, right? I
Hmm.
watch a lot of stuff when I'm getting my kids to bed. I watch a lot of stuff when my wife is watching a show and I maybe not care about it. What am I doing? I'm reading captions on things, right? So those are scenarios you just play into, right? Like if I'm reading captions and I tend to watch videos that are captioned, right? Why
Well,
am I not generating them?
what I've noticed with the captions, it's super weird. I actually annoy myself when I do it. I'll watch a video of something that I know really well. So, like, I was just flipping TikTok the other day, and somebody had uploaded the section from 12 or A Few Good Men or 12 Good Men, whatever it is, when Tom Cruise is just ripping into the general, you
Hmm.
can't handle the truth, that whole scene. And they've got the captions going, and the captions are not even accurate. They're actually wrong to what's being said. And I can't stop looking at them
Yeah.
when if I sometimes I'll just go like this and cover them because I'm trying to focus on what I'm actually watching
Yep.
because they'll be wrong. But it seems like everybody uses them. And one of the things I'm noticing, you kind of touched on it when you said taking the trends and tweaking them and doing your own thing. Because TikTok, especially, I can sit there and flip through. And like there's like the ones where it had the music going and it's like throwback stuff and everybody was doing it. And so you flip through and you're like, that's the same, that's the same, that's the same. You're like, everybody's just throwing it at the wall. And then all of a
Hmm.
sudden you'll hit one that's a little different. Like you'll tweak them. Tony Cullum is very good
Yep.
at tweaking those. And it always gets me to stop scrolling because I hear the music and I'm like, oh, it's just the same old thing, but it's different so quick that I'm like, oh, okay. Because the trends, I'm almost turned off to them because you don't want to just do what everybody else is doing. But I get turned off to them too quick instead of just stopping and looking and being like, how can I tweak that and kind of make it mine and pull people in with it?
It's a lot like, and I'll say this openly. I can't stand Instagram. You guys hear me complain all the time about Instagram. It is, in my opinion, not dead, but it is. I just don't think a lot of the content that is on Instagram is very original. It's repeated clips, like I say all the time. It's just using the same clip
Nothing
with
there
an.
makes me want to stay there.
Yeah, I mean, but it's useful for a partnership standpoint. Like I tell you guys all the time, like, it is good to have it, right? But
Hmm.
I think a lot of the trends coming from the TikTok side of things, right? Because it is a shorter window of projection. They're 9 to 10 seconds as opposed to longer on Facebook, right? Um, I think Instagram's still good to pick up audio, right? A lot of the good audio I use comes from Instagram because get them from car edits. I get them from fitness edits,
Hmm.
golf, right? Like, um, but a lot of the ideas are just repeated ideas from TikTok. And then YouTube is the last. Shorts always get the trends like months after.
Yeah,
Um,
they're always way behind. It's
yeah.
really weird to watch how and when I first started content, I thought of it all like the same. So I was like, YouTube is my main thing, and when I send to YouTube, I just send everything else. And then it took me a couple years to honestly, and watching you do it helped to sit back and realize that you got to treat each one different. Like
Hmm.
my YouTube audience is not my Facebook audience. Like there might be overlap, but I'm like, my YouTube audience is one entity. My Facebook is different. My TikTok is another. And I was doing it wrong all along, treating it the same. And now I treat them as their own thing.
Well, you got to look at a lot of. I mean, we go in the weeds. Like for those of you that are watching, Steve is in a group chat with myself and a whole bunch of others, and we talk about this stuff all the time, right? Like, and there's a lot of other factors that go into it too. You can't just take one video and post it to the other one, right? Because Facebook wants
Hmm.
15 seconds for me, Instagram wants 8, TikTok wants like 8 to whatever, right? If you want to monetize, you hit a minute, but nobody watches that. So you always trim or crop. You go back in your edit, whatever CapCut edits, and you take little chunks out or move things around to fit your time slots. But YouTube, I mean, besides the shorts, right? YouTube, I go to learn. I don't scroll shorts.
100%.
I don't. So, and you guys know I always have the internal battle of what goes on what, right? I want to post fishing content, but nobody watches the fishing, they watch the kayak content. So
Hmm.
YouTube gets that, right? Take a little bit of that and put it on Facebook and whatever. Um, TikTok is mix of everything. That was my first platform, so they kind of just like it all. But you do have to treat them differently. The audiences are different. Give them a reason to follow everywhere, not just on Facebook. Oh, if I go to his YouTube, I know I'm getting something else,
Right.
right? So they'll subscribe to your YouTube channel. Oh, if I know on Instagram he's going to be posting the cinematic photos and the partner stuff. Okay, I'll follow him on there too. Right? TikTok is where he might do his lives or do some funnier content, right? I'll follow
Hmm.
him on TikTok as well. Because if you do everything on one platform, there's no reason for them to follow you everywhere. And that's the biggest thing. That's hard for people to, takes a little more time, but once you kind of figure that out, right,
It starts
you're
to
going to grow
click. Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
And I need to do more lives on TikTok, like when I'm out fishing. But I get in my head because I'm like, what if I'm streaming live on TikTok and it's going great, but then I catch that fish, like that good one. I'm like, well, now I need a photo and I got to stop the live.
Yeah,
Or like
do it.
I'm in Marty's catch all you can. So like, am I going to stop the live 26
Yeah.
times if I'm on it that day? Like, are they going to come back or
Yes, it
like,
pauses it. Dude, when I caught that 23 and a half, I was on TikTok live and I said, give me a second. I got to take a bump board photo. Swiped out of the live photo, verify photo, return to live, and it picks it up right where you left off. Do it, man.
oh, see, yes, I'm gonna have to, maybe I'll go live on Friday when I'm
Do it.
out
I
fishing,
mean,
see how the service is out there.
take no offense to YouTube and Facebook because they're streaming there right now, but like there is zero lag on a live on TikTok. So when
Yeah, if
someone
you're gonna go
asks a
live,
question, you see it. And that's why I like going
yeah,
live on there. Yeah,
if you're going
dude.
live while you're fishing, it's gotta be TikTok, I think. That's
Yeah,
where the
like
audience is.
absolutely. Go live, you catch a fish. Hey, I got to take a bump board photo. Be right back. And it will pause it for you and just leave a black screen. Comments still go. It does everything normal. And then once you go back in TikTok, it continues your live. You're fine.
See, and I think that's what
So,
hinders a lot of people from experimenting with the lives, is you just don't always know what's gonna happen when you hit the button. Like,
yeah.
when we went live tonight, I had no idea what was gonna happen when I hit
Yeah.
live. Like, I kept telling myself, I'm like, "I will just, like, slip in at some point during the day. I'll hit the live, see how it goes sometime during the week, and then I'll be good to go when Tuesday comes," and keep forgetting. I'm like, "I don't know what's gonna happen when I hit the button, but we're we're gonna find out."
Well,
The audio
that's why.
listeners won't know the difference because 'cause we'll edit it out for the audio.
Well, that's why back end, like earlier, I was like, hey, let's experiment with this. Like, because I'm the same. You know how I am. I'm super OCD about stuff. I'm like, all right, I don't want to like come in here gas from getting kids to bed and fishing. It keeps your life going while you take a photo. Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
didn't
So
know that.
YouTube does it too. Might
Yeah,
have to experiment with that. I've never gone live on YouTube. I've never done it before. Only TikTok.
this is the first time, or no, second time, because I went live when I was on with Alex, and in 5 years, 6 years, that was the first time my YouTube ever went live. YouTube probably didn't know what to make out of it when it kicked up. Probably thought I was being hacked.
Yeah, Facebook I know has the like a 20-second delay on comments. Like we used to do them for like tournament, like captains meetings back when we were doing the
Mhm.
snakehead stuff. And yeah, you like get a question like 5 seconds after you end the live and have to go back in and answer. So, but you
It
know,
depends on the club too, because we have a couple clubs around here, and they'll do that on Facebook, like go live, and like I'm not always at the event, so I'll watch it. And then like some clubs, it all just seems to run smooth, and in other clubs it doesn't, and you can never quite tell what's going on there. But some of them seem really delayed. But it doesn't ever seem that way on like YouTube. It only really seems to do that on Facebook.
yeah, yeah. I mean, besides being on the shows, I haven't done any like fishing or I'm never going live bait making again. So videos made from inside your vehicle, something you'll get more views. Really? Well, I know on for the views in your vehicle, I know on TikTok, that's a good way to get banned really quick and get your live turned off.
I wish they would do that with the bass boat guys. Like you'll see these guys full speed, no PFDs on. They're like, "Yeah, look how awesome we are," and I'm like, "I want you to hit a
Your
stop."
camera has to be turned facing away. Like there's like some weird the catfish guys do it. They actually ended a live of mine when I used to bank fish when I first moved here and I had the golf cart. I would just leave the live on and pond hop, and it got
Yeah,
cut off because I was in the golf cart and the camera was facing me. It wasn't facing the trail. Um, so
you
I
were
don't
going a
know.
whopping 7 miles an hour, man. That's dangerous.
Oh yeah, I know. They got me for not wearing a seatbelt on a trail. This guy don't have a seatbelt on. Cut him. He's done. Probably why
Did
I
you
got
have?
banned on TikTok.
See, now you weren't wearing a seatbelt, but if you had the golf cart underlading, you probably would have been okay. They'd have been like, "Oh, he's inside a residential neighborhood in Florida. He's fine."
Yeah, we joked. An old neighbor of mine, if Kyle Warholics in here, he'll tell you about it. He had a golf cart. He was going to call it the cat cart, and we used to go down to the lake next to my house and catfish. And I was like, bro, you need to put like neon lights all over this thing, then
Spinning rims.
get the reflective rods, right? And we put my black pack on the back of the golf cart and tied it down and put the rods in it. I just don't catfish,
I decided
it's
I was going
okay.
to do something like that. Amazon had given me this electric scooter that could go like 18 miles an hour. And I was like, I'm in now. I was like, I'm going to rig this thing out. So I took it around the corner to the local lake where it's got like a big parking lot. And I'm zooming around on this thing and it doesn't seem all that fast. So I took it home and I fixed that. But so I was like, I'm just going to go ride this thing a couple times to get the feel for it before I load it down with rods. And I was out zooming around and there's a pebble. Like you couldn't see it if you were looking for it. I hit this pebble and I bit it and absolutely just like right off the path into some thorn bushes. Like, and I wasn't running my camera because it's never on for stuff like that. So I just go crashing into the trees. I broke the handlebars. I broke myself and I was like, this is stupid. I'm not doing it.
That's
And
your
you see the
viral
guy,
video, man. That was it.
that was it. And you
That
see the
was
guys
it.
with like the one wheels and they can do it. And I'm like, this dude's running around on a one wheel with like a black pack and his backpack and all his fishing rods. I can't do it on a scooter. I was like, I am old.
Yeah, they're like when I moved here, all the canals and stuff that are around here, it's like I appreciate it, Trey. Um, Steve needs a crash. Oh, Steve sees the behind the scenes.
Yeah, I
He
see
sees
it
all the
before you
behind.
do, punk.
Yeah, he sees everything. They usually see it like because I'm like a little schoolgirl. If I come up with something funny, I always share it with them. I'm like, oh, this should do good, and it's something completely stupid. Um, yeah, the all the canals here, I was like, man, like I'm in the South now. I can just go out here and bank fish. And I'm just like, can I slide my kayak in these? And then I'm like, no, but what if I catch a big fish? I can't bump board it and submit it to anything. So we're just not going to do that. None of the kids in the neighborhood follow me around because they know me from TikTok and they always ask me for baits. And I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to go home now.
He's
Like,
talking about Trey.
oh, is that your buddy Trey you talk about?
Yeah, that's Trey and Christian.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll
You know,
help him out. I'll give him some pointers.
shockingly enough, I figured once I posted and was like, here's the first guess. I thought my group chat with those guys would be like, of course it's Andrew that's on the first one. And I was gonna be like, listen, it's strategic. There's a reason for this. Like it's technical stuff.
Yeah,
But they didn't say a word, so they must be tired of trolling me about you.
you got to get the two tech guys in the same room, right, to figure some kinks. And then, because look, we figured out how to stream it to multiple things.
Yeah.
So
Well, I figured you've been on so many podcasts. Like when you were on the live well and it crashed, you ran that whole thing for like 2 hours. So I was like, worst case, Andrew can run my first podcast. I don't even have to be there.
that, man, I didn't know any of those guys in that chat. First off, so like,
It was wild.
but it's one of those deals, and this is just how it works. Like we talked about before we started the show. Like the more you do these, the more comfortable you just go trial by fire, right? Like,
Hmm.
especially when you're live on like TikTok, because you got random people that don't even know about fishing, and they're like, "Is that a fish? No, it's a cat." Right?
Does
Like,
this hurt the fish?
yeah, does this hurt the fish? Like, and so you got to entertain and talk, and like, you get used to that because you'll have guests that don't talk as much as I do. I don't shut up. My wife reminds me often.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, we're the same way. We'll just jabber jaw it up, talk to a fly on the wall if it'll listen.
Yeah,
So
I talk just to hear myself talk sometimes. Like I know I'm a bad narcissist. I tell you when I realized that I was a narcissist was the first podcast I went on. I didn't realize it. Second one, third one. By the time I realized it when I was on that podcast last week with Alex. I caught myself looking at myself like the whole time. Oh, I was supposed to take my heart meds. Sorry. I took one
uh-uh.
already. But so I was like, I'm supposed to be looking at Alex, so I'm talking to Alex, and I realized I was just staring at myself the whole time,
Yeah.
and it kept making me crazy. I was like, and I haven't done it tonight because now I'm aware of it, but I was like, how narcissistic do you have to be that you just watch yourself talk the
So,
whole time?
I mean, that's a natural thing. I do the same thing. Like, I have my iPhone, right? This is the best camera I have for this kind of stuff. The camera's over on this side, right?
Mhm.
So, I'm looking at you, but it looks like I'm looking off to the side. I'm not going to stare at the little green light, like, because it's looking at a little green light. So it happens. But
Oh, look who showed up.
oh man,
He can call me a loser all he wants. I'm just loving the fact that we named his truck today.
that that could not have gone any funnier.
And there
And
was no intent behind it. It was the stupidest
no,
comment.
no,
So,
no. Like you said, Steve, and I'm like, yeah, let's just go on with this. And then I shared it out. I had work to do, and I come back, and I didn't realize what had happened in that time frame of 70 something more people saying, "Hey, have you heard of the name Steve? That's a great name for a red truck."
yeah.
And
So for the audio listeners or you guys that don't know, so Thad Moody Outdoors has joined the chat and he got a new truck. And he innocently posted today on KBF that he wanted suggestions on what he's going to name his truck. And I made the stupidest comment. I just dropped in there. I'm like, hey, name it Steve. Thought nothing of it. And next thing you know, like Andrew said, I checked back in and now Andrew's trolling him about how he should name it Steve. Andrew has like 37 social media accounts. All of them said name it Steve. All of mine said name it Steve. And now, no matter what he names this truck, it will forever be Steve. Because people I don't even know have declared that this truck is now named Steve.
I had Army friends that I haven't talked to in years, and their wives commenting, 208 were dropped, 204 of them were Steve. That's great. uh, yeah, that he got engagement though. So if you commented Steve, follow Thad Moody as well, right? Because
He
he
really
was
did get
like,
good
he was like,
engagement.
they're trolling, but can they just hit the button? I was like, I should have specified. My bad. But
If
yeah,
1/3 of the people who voted Steve followed Thad, he would be able to buy another cup of coffee today.
yeah, yeah. That's what's fun about, how we are. We both kind of troll a little bit. We talked about that. That's
Oh my god, that's all I do.
mhm.
I tell you what though, the ultimate troll is Trey Dawson, my buddy who was in the comments. Like that dude, well, he's not even the ultimate troll because I'm the only one he trolls. But that dude doesn't even just troll my stuff. He will go make his own posts to troll me. Like I was scrolling Facebook today and it's like Trey Dawson tagged you in something in Moyak. And I was like, what did he tag me in now? And it's just some random post making fun of me. And it's funny. But that dude, like, I've got my ultimate cheerleader, which is John, and I've got my ultimate troll, which is Trey. And then my buddy Christian is somewhere in the middle, just kind of watching it all.
It's like that Caleb Acosta guy hitting me with his kayak. We just have this internet feud now that people think we actually hate each other. I'm like, this is all premeditated. I'm kidding. I don't like live scopers. It's
Well,
real. It's real.
Well, to be fair, the initial thing that started it all was not premeditated. He
Oh
did not
no.
actually intend to crash into you, but
Y-
my God, did that set off a
Oh,
firestorm.
as soon as that happened, I was like, game on. And the fact that Randy Blockett shared the reel of me trolling him was like, that's the tip. That is the cherry on top.
But
Because
see, I'm not sure if he shared it because he genuinely thought it was funny or if he's just confused. I
no,
don't know
he
that
he
Randy
just said
B actually
whoever
knows what
made
was
this nice
happening.
job, and it was the edit with the John Hamm in the club, but it was Randy Blockett's AI
That's
face.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was when I was calling Caleb a cheater right before he hit me, just joking. And then yeah, so Randy's tracking the kayak game now, dude.
I
Randy
just don't
sure.
want him to
Yeah,
enter the kayak game. Like, it's bad enough he's in Missouri.
he won't. He won't. It's just funny, Randy doesn't. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, half the stuff, like, I don't care if you own a boat or whatever, but it's just for some reason, no offense to you boat guys watching, but you just can't stand when people show a kayak on a video. Like,
They really can't.
I want a boat. Like, I want to build a boat for me and my kids to go out. I'll probably do the same thing in Trash Talk Kayakers when I have a boat just to do it. But like,
I
you
want to get a
can't.
pontoon boat and then troll kayakers.
Hey, shoot,
while mothershipping my kayak.
you're not gonna be here for the bass. Thad, you guys take a note. We have to rent the pontoon boat. One of you have to be the sacrificial kayaker, and we have to troll you. You guys control me. I don't care. I'll be out there. You know, I'll flip off the kayak too if you want. But it's just,
Yeah, where's the Titan flip video?
I
Don't
got to
forget to
do
have
it.
all your stuff in it
I,
because that
oh my
makes a
God,
difference.
I can't. You know that is like the one thing that irritates me when you do stuff like that, and they're like, put all your gear and your batteries in it. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Why would I flip in? I already lost 2 action cameras doing that, right? Because I'm an idiot, right? Why would I put my battery, my gear, all my stuff in it to flip it?
Yeah, I did not understand what difference that was supposed to make.
I don't know. People just like have this like, I did a demo video for those of you and audio listeners. I did a demo video trying to flip an XTR, right? I rigged it out, took it out, did it on the water review. I did the tipping point with myself in it so I could fall out and reboard it with all my stuff on it. And then I took it back, we stripped it all down, and I jumped on the bow, I jumped on the gunnels, and then I held the handles and flipped myself. And people were like, ugh, I'd never reboard it in the rear. Okay, you didn't watch the whole video. I reboarded it on the side, fully geared. Oh, put all your gear in it and flip it again. Why?
I think some of those commenters only board it from the rear, if we're being honest.
For sure gonna get canned. I'm kidding.
Oh no, I only planned one segment for this thing. Like everything else is just free balling it, and it's gonna be good. We'll get to that in a little bit. It's
Yeah,
gonna be funny.
I don't know. It's just, you guys know I love when people feed the machine of the troll, because like I'll come up with a retort really quick. I mean, for those of you that are veterans in the chat, you know, like generally when you here's Matt. What does Matt say? Didn't, okay, Matt. I'm gonna tell him about your trophy you won from me when I came up to Maryland. Matt Palm is a
Ooh.
great friend of mine. He's on the Snakehead side of the TFC team. Takes him a little bit to understand things. He's a little slower, but no, he's a good angler. But he really did enjoy the fish don't nag. He didn't know what that was till I explained it, and the pettiness of it was phenomenal. So, if my biggest cheerleader out there is watching, hello.
Yeah, I don't know that any of the channels these are broadcasting on are viewable to him. I think he's hiding from all of them.
He's blocked us all.
Yeah, it's all blocked. And I love when people block my personal stuff and then they talk smack about the business like I can't see it from the business side. Like the person who said that all the identifiers are too complicated and there's nothing simple. And then I had to be like, well, I actually do the most basic stuff and I do it more basic than the person you're talking about and I charge less. So you're dumb.
I mean, you don't have to put any of the sponsors are only for your kayak and your jersey, Steve. We talked
Yeah.
about this.
Well, you know what's funny is like I used to make fun of the jerseys. Like I thought it was the dumbest thing in the world. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna get one, and then I didn't really flesh it out, but I don't know why I hated on the jerseys, but then thought, well, it'd be great to do this with the sponsors on the identifier. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but you're not spending $100 to get something sublimated. I mean, hell, let's talk about how many partners did I leave or drop, right? You know, and
You're stuffing out yesterday,
I
Thad.
had a jersey made just to, you know, in case I did content with it, right? By the time I got it, I had already dropped 2 of them. So I was like, well, this is just a piece of clothing in my closet now. I'm never gonna wear it. So the
Yeah.
identifiers, though, like you saw, I was like, hey, here's a piece of duct tape over one of them until I got.
I remember that.
I
Because that
put
was like
duct.
two seconds after I made your identifier. You're like, by the way, we got to take that one off.
Yeah, yeah, and then I was like, all right, we're just gonna stick to like my own brand and relax retreat, and I think we're safe there. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, it's funny because I'll get people are like they'll get one and then pretty soon later they're like, "Hey, I'm sorry to have you make me another one." I'm like, "Dude, I made 13 of my own in the last month. At
Hmm.
least I'm getting paid to do yours." Like I burn through like they say don't get high on your own supply. I burn through a couple plates every quarter because I just like experiment with stuff or I want something different. Like I've got mine that's got all my sponsors on it, and I'm thinking about doing another one that's just got my brand on it. And then, like, when I'm out fun fishing, just using the one with my stuff on it. And
Oh
then if I
yeah.
go to a tournament, use the one with the other guy's stuff on it. And it's weird once you have your own brand,
Hmm.
because then it's like I don't want to do a disservice to any of my sponsors. And I don't want to make it look like, oh, I'm highlighting my brand over there. So like even on my tournament design I have now, Trash Panda decals is fairly small. It's kind of balanced out with everybody else. It doesn't like jump out at you. And so I want to kind of take that off the one identifier and bring everybody's sizing up for the sponsors, and then just do a separate one for mine.
I mean, let's. This is Campfire Conversations, so let's be real about it. Your brand is the most important brand on there. It's yours,
Of course.
right?
Yeah,
It's so it's no different than a title sponsor in a trail, right? The title sponsor gets a bigger logo, right?
that's
And when
true.
we talk about partners and we talk about whatever, any one of the brands that work with me could see a skit I do and drop me. I'm just a person, right? I'm just a
Hmm.
creator, right? And a lot of people have a problem struggling that balance, right? Like, oh, I have friends there, right? I have this, it's business. Like it took me years with TFC to figure that out. Like, hey, I can still be friends with these guys if they get dropped from a team. I can still be friends with
Hmm.
these guys, but I have to keep certain things away from it. Trash Panda's yours. Make that
Yeah.
thing shine, bro.
I'm
Because
beholden only to myself, which is a little
yeah,
scary.
because let's be real. Like with me, I opt to not be paid by brands, so I can make the content I do. Right. The
Yep,
only one
same.
that is paying me is my brand.
Yep.
So of course I want to show that off, right? Like, I'm trying to start up the kayak rigging business. I have tactical fishing, right? But I don't want to always make it about TFC. So I have my own
Mhm.
content logos, right? Um, those your brand is the most important thing that will ever be on that card until you stop making the identifiers. Um,
Yeah, and I don't
and
have to when it's my brand, I don't have to worry about the stuff I say, but I will say shockingly, because I'm a bit of a wild card, I've only ever one time had a sponsor reach out and be like, "Hey," and they were completely in the right, I was completely in the wrong, and they didn't say, "Delete this and don't do it." They said, "We would prefer if you didn't do this,"
yeah,
and I was
I
like,
know what you're talking
"But," I
about. We won't
was like,
say it
"But
out
am I
loud, but
am I wrong?" No, I won't name them. I said, "Am I
yeah, yeah,
wrong?" And they were like, "I'm not saying you're right, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that we would prefer, if you're gonna continue to work with us, that this doesn't happen." I was like, "I'm taking it down." And
yeah.
they were right. I was a little I get a
Yeah,
little out of
I
line
remember when
sometimes.
you showed me that. I was like, and that's the thing, right? Like, we talk about. I did a skit about it where I come in. Do you remember the one where I came in my own office talking to myself about catching 7 pounders and not getting content shared?
I
Like,
do remember that one.
yeah, so that's a thing, right? Like I look at it like, and by no means like with my brand do I go out and try to find people that win national titles and all this stuff, right? Like I'd like to keep a core group of guys because our group is like let's all learn together, right?
Yeah, our group is about so much more than
Yeah,
debate.
and what's cool
We
is, I
rarely
mean,
talk about baits.
well, yeah, like because that's not what if I'm designing something cool, just like when you're designing your products, hell, I mean, we talked about it before. Trash Panda decals became the identifier mecca it is through a whole bunch of us and Steve using
Yeah.
us as guinea pigs, right?
Yep.
Um, and that's, I mean, that's cool. But our own brands, we can run them that way, But like,
Mhm.
if I post something next week and Relax doesn't like it, they have every right to say.
100%.
And so you can do all the tagging you want in the world for other brands. I'm not saying don't respect your brands you're partnered with, but like at any point in time, something that does not offend you could offend them, and then that's it, and you're done. Look at this
Yep.
guy, Scotty K Fitness on freaking TikTok, has like 4 million followers. Said one thing, and his supplement company cut him completely. Now it's a huge
No
debacle,
kidding.
right? Yeah, I mean, it's just that's how it works with content. If you're vocal in content, and you have a following, be careful. But
Well,
for
it's just like
Steve,
the platforms, like, you know this better than anybody. You can build up platforms and do nothing wrong, and you could have one person from, like, PETA be like, "He's hurting the fish," and then your whole account is gone,
or
and
you
you're
could
just like, "I'm
share a
st."
photo of worms that your
Is that
own
what it was?
business. Yeah. So Zuckerberg, don't smite me on my new account now. So
I knew
my
Christian would know what you were talking
Yep,
about.
yeah,
He's a
Scotty,
bodybuilder.
he did, and he absolutely did, and now it's like a whole thing. But like, oh yeah, if you want a good read, go look it up. Like
Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna have to
so
go look
deep.
into
It's
that
so
now.
freaking deep, bro. Like so because people are sleuths out there, right? The second
Oh
something
yeah,
happens, they will dig up your entire ancestry out of the grave to call you out. But
yeah.
yeah, my Facebook, my main Facebook, that's why this is on the new channel. I shared a photo of bubblegum and green pumpkin worms, the old finesse worm that we're gonna bring back. And I paid for a Meta ad, right? Because Meta throws these ads at your business. And I was like, screw it, let's put 30 bucks into the
Oh, I remember
platform,
this. I
right?
just educated somebody about this the other
Yeah.
day.
So I paid for the ad, right? Did a week, just something stupid, just to see what it did, right? To put money into it, maybe it will reward you. I share the post from my personal page. 2 days later, demonetized. And I was like, what did I do? Like, is it a snakehead thing? Did someone report it for releasing invasive fish, even though it's legal? Right?
Hmm.
No. Chat with Meta. They said you shared a post that promoted fake engagement and spam views. And I said, okay, what post? And it was the post of the worms. I said, okay, this is a verified business on Facebook, and I have a Meta ad I'm paying for that. And they said, yeah, it's spam. I said, so wait a minute. So you just confirmed to me that the views and stuff you get for Meta ads is spam. And the person said, yes, it flagged your account because your personal page is monetized based on sharing posts to groups, which you did, and you made money, but that one is spam. And I was like, okay. So you're telling me I need my $30 back because it's not organic. And then chat ended, fighting it 2 years, finally decided to start over because I'm not going to win that battle. So be careful what you pay for on Facebook. Um,
Well, and it's ironic they call it spam because I probably get 10 emails a
I know.
day begging me to pay for ads between Steve Billington Fishing and Trash Panda Decals. And I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, but they said that they thought, hey, I think I'm going to pay for one of these. Like, what do you think? And I was like, do not do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, because it's a trap. I was like,
So
I know somebody who lost their whole account over this.
there's like a few things that I kind of like, I've had my account replicated. You know how many times, people
At
will,
least two that I know of.
yeah, like my friend Ethan Summer, he has, you guys probably, Summertime Outdoors, right? His Instagram is phenomenal. 80, 90,000 followers now probably at this point.
That's
His
incredible.
his Facebook could not take off because someone copied his content and made his name with an extra S on the end. So for the past 2 years, I always report it when I see it, right? He finally started gaining traction, so I don't know if they took that account down, but his account would not take off on Facebook because someone copied him. And you
Hmm.
report it and you're verified and they're like, nope, it's good because they generate ad revenue from these.
Yeah, and that's what they want.
TikTok is good about getting rid of fake accounts. Now, I've had like 5 or 6 try to fake mine. I had one account bot the crap out of my Instagram. I'm still, you guys know, I've told you, I'm like weeding out like thousands of bots every other month. Um,
See, I don't
y-
even look for the bots. They're gonna keep coming.
I do when you get the messages and then people asking you to make a logo for you and a t-shirt, like, and then you
Oh
get
my
the
God,
t-shirt people tagging
nonstop.
you, like,
And
you
the
can,
emails like, we looked at your YouTube, we can help with SEO.
yeah, I can't stand
Oh
that.
my God,
Yeah,
go
so
away.
I don't know. It's social media. The more exposure you get, the more you're going to get it. But it's just be very careful with.
I've been thinking
You
about
got to
doing
be
the verified
careful.
stuff because, like Kristen Fisher is a great example. I don't know what she's done. So she was getting copied at like an accelerated rate.
Oh
And
yeah,
then over like the last 6 or 8 months, it has just dropped. I don't
Hannah
hardly
Barron's
see
the same
fake
way, dude.
accounts.
There's like 80 Hannah Barron channels on freaking TikTok that like, and
Yeah.
it's not her because they spam message everybody, right? Like she doesn't want to talk to a fat bald guy, right?
She has no time of day for
Yeah,
any of us.
yeah. So like, it's fake. Um, and they might get deleted, but how many like the thing that just irritates me is how easy it is to copy somebody, right?
Yeah, it's like
What's up,
a
Kevin?
great example is Outdoor Boys.
Yep.
His stuff is getting like it's unreal how much it gets ripped off. And as a huge fan of his channel, like sometimes I get annoyed and I'll comment, I'll be like, stop stealing content. And then somebody will reply and they'll be like, you obviously don't know who Luke is. And I'm like, this is the problem. And this is why I think about getting the verified stuff, because here's somebody who's clearly a fan of Luke and Outdoor Boys who doesn't even realize that's not his stuff.
Yep, it
Like, bro,
happens.
it says user Habib 27. That's not Outdoor Boys. Like,
Yeah, it's, I can't stand it, but it happens, right? Like that snakehead video of mine got taken. I don't mind, because that's part of content, right? Like people will stitch your stuff, but
I'm
tag.
a little
And
offended that I'm not being ripped off yet.
and I'm not going to name names, but if your entire channel, every video you post, the first 20 seconds is legitimately someone else's video, and you're just like saying two things afterwards, and your tag is just their name at the bottom underneath everything else, and it's not even like tagging them, you're stealing content. There's one
Mhm.
fishing channel that has built his entire following off it. I can't stand it. But
And his following is unreal.
it
Like, I don't
happens,
get it.
right? And some people that are smaller creators are like, "Oh, thanks, bro. You put my name in there." But it's not routing content to you, man. Like, I think it's very unoriginal if all of your content is based off that. That's just me. That's sorry if I offend anybody out there that does
Yeah.
it, but I
Well, and you
think,
saw that I had an example where somebody said, "Hey, I want to promote your video." And I was like, "Great, I think that's awesome."
yep.
And their promotion was to download my video, remix it a little because you have to, otherwise it's going to
I to, I
flag.
I
And then
told you. Yeah.
they uploaded it to their channel. And when I reached out, I was like, "Hey, like I thought you were going to promote the video. I didn't realize you were going to take it and upload it." And he's like, "Well, that's what I meant." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not okay with it." And I
Yeah.
don't think he meant anything
Oh
bad
yeah,
by it.
yeah.
And I
So
like him
yeah.
as a person, but I was just so uncomfortable with like my content. And it was this weird feeling because I'm like, my God, people like Kristen Fisher, this is like all day, every day.
Hmm.
People taking their stuff. It happened to me once. And I was like, well, this is kind of weird and
It's
uncomfortable.
the most frustrating thing. It happens. It does happen a lot, and I know like Ethan was met because these people are monetizing off of stealing, right? Like,
Yeah.
and for me, I had to block a lot of the people on Instagram that did it or Facebook, because they would take it and they'd crop it enough where, so like every video I do now, and you won't be able to see it, I put a watermark, and it has to be, and this is just for y'all's information, if you do 10% opacity, the platform generally doesn't pick up on it and it won't throttle your views because platforms don't like watermarks.
Oh,
Let's
I
get
didn't
that.
even know
Yeah,
that.
they don't like watermarks. So I found I can get it in the 10% and it doesn't really get like, I don't see a view difference, but most of the memes and stuff I do when I'm bored, they have a
Hmm.
watermark in there somewhere, and it's always in a spot that you can't crop it out, like in the center. Because
I might start trying that. I've
people
got
put a watermark in the bottom, but all you got to do is download it, especially with all these apps that you can download without watermarks now.
mhm.
And then they just zoom in a little bit so the bottom corner is gone, and then they can take it, right? So,
That's a good point because I've got a watermark on the YouTube stuff because YouTube has that feature built in, but like
well,
I don't
that's,
do it anywhere else, and I didn't know that they'll throttle content
oh
based
yeah,
off of
they
that
will.
either.
When I first started like really pushing Facebook and Instagram harder, TikTok is my main platform, and a lot of TikTok will auto download your reels, right? Your
Yeah, that
shorts,
really
whatever.
annoys me.
And it had the watermark in it. I don't know if it's still that way anymore because I don't test that really anymore, right? But it definitely did. And there's also instances for monetization that when I was monetized on my old account, they took monetization and didn't qualify because it had another platform's watermark in it.
Hmm.
So if it was a TikTok video, I uploaded because I didn't want to pay the $4 a month to remove the watermark, right?
Yep.
They would demonetize. I had a Breaking Bad skit I did with, where he takes the cover off the money and he shows
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
wife,
Yeah.
and it says how much money I'd save if I didn't fish. It went off. I think it was one of my first ones that hit over 1 million when I first started, and nothing because it had a watermark in it. So just be careful if you guys are doing that kind of stuff.
Well,
It's
we're at 54 minutes, so I want to move on to this skit, and then we'll
uh
wrap it up because I think this is funny. So we've been talking about social media. So I came up with an idea I'm going to try to do every show, and I don't have. Trying to think of a different name for the segment. I think I'm just going to call it "Stupid Shit People Actually Said on Facebook." So what
Oh,
I did, I will qualify. None of these comments have anybody's names attached to them or anything like that. I'm not going to be like John Smith said this. But through the course of this week, some stuff was jumping out at me. So I saved people's comments.
oh
So
yes.
uh it starts out light and then there's like better ones. So like this first one, this guy's kayak got stolen, right? And so it really sucks. It got stolen out of a storage unit. And like everybody in there is like, make this shareable, whatever. And then you get this guy who said, and I quote, probably an insurance job since he just bought a boat. He wants to upgrade the boat. And I'm like, I thought to myself, I'm like, first of all, you you could have just kept that to yourself, or it's not. It was like 2 hours old. I'm like, it's not too late to delete that. But I was just thinking, like, how are you going to upgrade a bass boat that costs like as much as your house with Tupperware? Like what did stealing your kayak? Like it just didn't even make sense to me. I couldn't follow the thought process.
He needed a rope for the dock, you know, so he'd get his money for a fancy glitter rope.
And it was like the only comment on there too that was like any form negative, and nobody was replying to it. And that was probably my favorite part. Like you're truly stupid when nobody's even like engaging with you.
Yeah, you don't even get a like or a laugh, you know. Yeah, I'll just take this off there.
This next one's my favorite though. I don't even know how this came up on my feed, but there was this post about coyote hunting and like PETA, and the people in the comments were debating. I got sucked in, man. They were debating over whether or not it was okay to kill coyotes and blah blah blah. This girl said the coy- the coyotes only target livestock because you hunt them. Humans have taught coyotes to be a predator on other animals through demonstrations of violence. Coyotes were vegetarians before humans went and ruined their spirit. End quote. So as you can imagine, the mocking was like severe. So she comes back and says, I know more than you do about this because I am the reincarnated
Oh,
spirit
I knew a
of the
furry thing came into this with you.
oh, it's gonna get even better. The reincarnated spirit of the third coyote ever born to this planet and possess its memories and desires. But this is where she truly lost me. That is why I have laughed every time I've tried to read this. I tried practicing reading this out loud without laughing or I couldn't get through it. That is why I only shop at Whole Food markets as my ancestors also did. Which I can end quote, which I can only take to mean that because she was the third coyote ever on the planet, allegedly, she shops at Whole Foods, but it sounds like she's saying the coyote shopped at Whole Foods. I don't even know how to dissect that.
Was it the third coyote costumed furry ever?
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie. I went down a rabbit hole on her personal Facebook. Like, I don't always click on people's profiles, but I was desperately trying to find a picture of this girl dressed
Did
up
you
as a
did you
coyote.
save that post by any chance?
I did.
Can you send that to our chat? Because I would
I
love to
will.
read it.
I will. And
Ah,
like the saddest part was there were people defending her. Like she was getting just destroyed because you make that comment where some redneck hunters from the Midwest can see it. It's gonna turn into a thing. And there were people defending her. Like if she says she was the third coyote ever and she shopped at Whole Foods, then she did. And I'm just like, I so badly wanted to find a video or something on her Facebook of where she was like walking into Whole Foods dressed up as a coyote or some shit. I couldn't find it anywhere. Like, this is the most normal looking Facebook I've ever seen. And she's married, and I have to wonder if her husband even knows she's making these comments. Like, if I found out that Kelly thought she was a coyote,
maybe he's a
like the third,
coyote too. He might be a
you,
coyote as well, man.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I can't even finish that thought. If Kelly sat me down and was like, "I need to tell you something seriously," like, and she was telling me how she thought she was like the third coyote ever, I'd be like, you know what? She's so crazy. I'm into it. Like,
I'll, I'll tell. I know we're limited on time. I'll share a story about the army because
oh,
the
we're not
same thing.
limited. We can
Oh,
go. Go ahead.
so in the army, for any of my army friends that might be watching, we had a soldier. I'm not going to name him. He identified as a wolf, and
You can't make it up.
So we were on shift, and anybody that works shift, you're tight knit with your shift. And I don't remember the exact quote, but he had been giving me some lip about doing whatever, and he was like, I identify as a wolf, blah 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 blah, and I was like, well, I identify as a bear, and bears kill the fucking wolf, so get to work, right?
Bears kill everything.
So you would have thought I slaughtered whatever pack of wolves he associated with. This guy, great guy, right? But like, he caught me in a time of arguing in front of everybody, right? It's middle of the
Yeah.
night, it's shift work. And I was like, dude, are you pulling I'm an animal card on me right now? Like, I have a bear claw tattoo on my calf. So I just like spit it out. And it's not the third wolf ever reincarnated though. So she's got a one up on him, but
She's got to be a lot of fun at parties, man, or a total drag. It's one of the
look,
two. There's no in between.
we won't get into the furry conversations here, but we already
Demonetized in 3, 2.
Oh God.
Like Steve's first live ever, he got demonetized at 1 hour and 1 minute.
Leave it to this forum to somehow lead us to furries and bronies.
You know what the best part is? I didn't even think about that when I marked it down. Yeah, this podcast will definitely end up going down the brony rabbit hole sometime. There's too much information in my head about bronies and cloppers that I don't need in my head. I don't know. Like, when I was growing up, people would always say, I always listened to Howard Stern. I love that guy. And people would always say, he's this, he's that. And I never really saw it. Like, and they're like, he's going to affect the children. Without knowing, that man taught me more about bronies and cloppers than I ever needed to know. And I'm fascinated by it.
I'm good. If people want to do whatever, I'm fine with it. But man, like, you'd be really surprised in the communication side of the military, how many people are obsessive over it. And it's just like, not here, man. Like, this is not the forum. Like, AIT, if anybody, like, if Josh Evans is watching, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. When you're in AIT, it's your advanced individual training, your school, and you're stuck with these guys, right? Like everybody, and they're usually, I like playing nerdy stuff, right? I'm kind of a tech nerd and I play games, right? But it is like weird. And I'm just like, dude, you need to keep that out of here. Like, keywords there, Steve. You don't need. Yeah. Chase and Thad and them were like, oh, this is normal conversation. Like,
yeah. Fair warning. If you don't know what a clopper is, do not Google it on your work computer. I'll tell you right now, you do not need to explain that one to IT or HR.
They're like, these are two guys with names ending in fishing, and we're down this hole now. Well, it's a campfire,
Like,
y'all.
How did we get to My Little Pony?
It's a campfire.
It is a campfire.
That's right.
All right. The next series of comments are all about PFDs.
Oh, yes.
And I'm sure you can imagine where these came from. So there's a movement about wearing PFDs and PFD awareness. It's a great thing. I'm not going to say what it is only because we're going to read these comments. But there is a group of people who seem determined to say stupid things about PFDs. So some of these are just great. So one of the guys says, I wear my PFD when the water is above my knees, which on the surface, I'm like, okay, whatever. But then the person that replied to him said, I wear mine while backing my trailer to the water. That one got my attention. And then the next guy said, I wear mine in the bathtub. And like on the surface, those are just kind of funny. Like, I didn't even put this one down because I thought it was stupid and ridiculous. I marked it down only for the person that said, I wear mine while backing the trailer in the water. I doubt they were specifically talking to me. But if you happen to hear this, the reason I wear mine while backing my trailer to the water is because I know of a guy who slipped on the trailer, knocked himself out, and would have drowned to death if another person hadn't been there at the ramp and pulled him out of the water.
I was going to say, how many times, like, you see vehicles like the slime slipping in, like, it could be a safety thing. Now, the bathtub.
That one's pretty funny. I may have to put on the PFD and get in the bathtub and do a short. Like, with like shorts or something on. Like, and I'm not trying to have my worm floating.
Yeah, let's. you know, that might
But
go
that
to
could
a different website than the ones we're on right now if you're
I'm
in
definitely getting demonetized on that one.
a
But like yeah, I have a million clips, funny reels of me slipping on boat ramps and busting my ass. And
It's
so
like it's like Chad, that one that's just ever repeating of Chad slipping and
yeah, where
falling.
it's like dunk dunk. Did
Yeah,
Wendell do that one? Is that
I
who
think so.
posted it?
Yeah,
I think so
yeah.
too.
Hey, look, I have Chad's PFD in there. I could do a bathtub skit with it just to appease you about the
Yeah,
most
I might
liberal
have to get in
trauma.
the bathtub.
Yep.
So this next one, this one's so ridiculous. This is some HOA volunteer level energy. Everyone is an adult. And what I found so amusing about that one is making a comment to say, telling people wearing a PFD is a good thing and call it HOA type level energy. Isn't that comment more HOA type energy than the post?
The people don't understand this is like a voluntary thing, right? Like, you know, and well, the elephant in the I took it out of here. Dang it! My son put a little elephant in here, and the elephant in the room. Um, you can't see my bikini if I have a PFD on.
Oh my god, that's like these female creators. Like I wanted to tell there was one I saw the other day and somebody had commented, you should wear a PFD. And she said, but then you can't see me, haha. And I so badly wanted to comment and be like, homegirl, there ain't nothing there to see. Put on
Well,
the PFD.
without like, you know, I respect anybody that wants to make content, but like, you know, that stems views. So like, maybe I need to take.
I had to put that one
Oh
up.
my god.
For those of you listening in audio, we had a comment just pop up. Maybe I need to take my mother-in-law to a boat ramp.
That's pretty good.
For the record, I like my mother-in-law.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know it conceals stuff, but maybe you get an inflatable, it's better than nothing. But yeah, there's one creator, she's up in the 200,000s now and never, I don't even see it in her kayak, and she just, you know,
Is that the one that was a little salty about the tournament with the DQ?
I don't know, I don't think so. I don't follow people
I
for
don't
that,
follow
you know.
many of if you're a female creator and I copy on your stuff, it's because I genuinely like your game. Because I can't stand the like clickbaity, I'm a girl, like, and let's be honest, I only don't like it because I can't put on a bikini top and go get a million views. That's the only reason I don't like it.
Look,
If a
like,
bikini top got me a million views, I'd be out there every day popping open the PFD,
I'm
like,
not
here, take a look.
muscular, I don't got tattoos, I can't thirst trap people, so I'm jealous, right? Like, it happens. But you know, I just think it's funny, like when the first comment is like, oh, if you want to see more of me, here's a link. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, it's going right to only fish is where it's
you know
going.
what that is, right? So they ain't gonna cover up. And
No,
dudes, I don't care who signed up for that no wear, no share pledge, you're still gonna watch it. I'm calling you out. You will watch it
100%.
because that is how
100%.
that it's like, oh, I'm not gonna comment no wear, no share on this, but I'll just scroll, right? Like, it's human nature. That's how it works. But you know,
This next guy might have you ever tried a bikini top? It might go viral. Don't threaten me with a good time. Listen,
Carl,
my
don't you?
there's a slight governor to my content that never used to be there years ago, and it's called my future wife because she's smarter than me, and she doesn't ask for a lot. She just doesn't want me to embarrass her. So like a perfect example of how I don't know what's okay and what's not. So earlier this summer when I was fishing at Mark Twain Lake, I had to really go to the bathroom. I mean, it was bad. I was having stomach issues. And so I didn't make it to the bank. Andrew knows this. I jumped off the kayak. I stripped naked. I'm like letting it go in the water, all kinds of stuff. So I get the whole thing on video. And I've got the rest of the day to think about this. So I'm like, I can't post me taking a deuce in the water. Like my fiance will lose her mind, rightfully so. I can't post that. So in my head, I was like, well, what I can do is I can show the emergent or the urgency leading up to it. I can show myself jump out of the kayak. I can blur it out for like a half a second, and then I can jump into me being finished, and like the context will be enough. So when I get back to the boat ramp, I just happened to text Kelly, and I was like basically just telling her what happened as like a joke. And the first thing she says is, please don't put a video of that on the internet. And it occurred to me in that moment that no matter how I edited around it, it was not going to be okay. And then it took all of about 3 seconds for me. Like, you know what? She's right. But single Steve would have had just like the frame of me blurred out, and you still would have been able to see enough to know what was going on. There would have been a video of me crapping in the water on the internet.
Yeah,
So
I learned like for how
it's a
when
good
I
time to pause your live.
yeah. Oh my. So funny. It's funny they say that. So when I first started going live on TikTok, for those of you that have the plug-in mics, I had to use the bathroom,
Oh,
and
I never would have thought of that.
and I did not take the mic off my hat, so they can still hear me because my garage door was like against
Yeah.
the bathroom. So I stopped making baits. Say, hey, I'll be right back. If we get it to this many likes, we'll do a giveaway, right? Go in. They can hear me talk to my wife, and I was like, God, I said I gotta take a shit. And so I ended up not, because I was like, no, we'll just hold off. I'll end the live early. But they heard me using the latrine. I go out there
Oh,
and they're
that's
like, bro,
great.
we heard everything. And I was like, well, send it, right? So every time I would go live from there on out, if I had to take a break, right, they'd be like, Mike. And I'd be like, here it is. And I put it down. But it's true. You don't think, like, I have a front camera. How many times you stand up to pee and you don't?
Well, that's what I was immediately thought, like, when he said that. You know how often I edit out myself taking a leak? And sometimes the camera's in front, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't even like looking at that. It pops up, and I'm like, "That is not." I was like, "How does my fiancé wanna
What is
marry that?
that?
That is not a
Yeah.
good
Ooh,
look."
it was cold that day.
And,
Yeah,
man, I could see myself forgetting to turn the live off and just taking a leak.
dude, like
Oh,
you
boy.
will, when you start doing the lives and stuff, there's so many things you like don't even realize that get caught on there, right? Like little nuances. You're just like, you're alive. Like you can't take this
Yeah.
back. Like what you're doing right now, you cannot take it back. So
Well, like I told you backstage, there's times I'll be editing video and I'll just kinda let it play while I'm making notes and stuff, and I'll hear, "Hey, shithead," and I look up and it's me looking at myself, and I'm like, "Edit this out because you suck," and I'm like, it's messages from past Steve, and I'm like, "Oh, that's right, I do suck," but, like, on live, I can't do that.
no, no, there's like little nuances. Like I chew tobacco, right? So like if you show that on camera, that's why I dip off to the side. You it will cut your live off like instantaneous. You know, lives teach you to be a little more kosher on camera for your content, like for the
I could
action
use a
cameras.
little of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I try not to swear, but like I have a potty mouth, like I can't help it.
I do too.
But
I try and I get disappointed in myself when I edit video and I hear, like, an F-bomb, and I'm like, "Come on, man."
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if that wasn't there, this clip would be perfect, and now you gotta mess with it because you sound like no class, you know?
Well, I don't know if anybody else has this, but like I always catch fish when I'm on the phone with people, because when I'm out there, I that's when I catch up on hitting people up or just like sharing info or just like whatever. Like I'll call Chris a lot or Caleb because they're local and they know
Mhm.
what I'm talking about. And how many videos I have of me just cussing up a storm while I'm on the phone with these guys, just shooting the stuff with them, and I
And the
can't
worst
use it
part is
all.
that could be some of your best content, like, it makes me think of Alex Rudd. So, like, Alex Rudd, before his dad passed away, his dad would call him all the time, and when he would take his dad's phone calls while he's out fishing, he would always hook into something. He's got all these clips of him be like, "Hey, dad, I got one," whatever, and it's just such great, genuine content. Now that gets to, like, live forever for him,
Oh
like,
yeah.
in those videos, and, guys like you and I, we ruin it by,
Well, it's like, oh,
cursing and everything else.
Matt Palm. So I went out with, we just wrapped up the January monthly tournament for our local club, and Chris Platts was beating me. He had 100 1/4 inches, and we were both planning to fish that day. We all kind of went out, and I needed one cull fish. I needed a 19.25 to jump him, right,
Mhm.
in KBF. So I'm on the phone with him, and I was talking shit. I was like, it would be hilarious as if I catch the winning fish on the phone with you. And I did. And I started talking trash to him while I'm on the phone, like, I just effing beat you, blah, blah, blah. And then we pass each other. I'm going to leave as he's going out, proceeds to catch a 22 and a 21 and a half and jump to 107 and he kicked my ass.
He
But
sure did.
it was still great content because earlier when I had talked to him, his buddy was there, and I was like, "Hey, tell Tyler to come with me." I was like, "The fish have the chance to do something really funny right now if I hook into a cuttlefish." And I got bit, caught an 18. I was like, "I'm catching you," and he was like, "You better not." And just, you talk to your buddies, you trash talk, right? "Hey, Charlie, what's up, man?" Um, so, some of it I keep. There's certain words I don't mind, right? But like, if an F-bomb gets dropped, I try to put the duck quack or the whatever on it. But if you see any of my fish catches and there's audio, like music only, it's because it's inappropriate for me to put that on there.
I'm
Like,
about to start replacing all my F-bombs with, like, a raccoon screaming.
do it. Man, I need to go. I need to go and I need to download all of the dumb little noises. Like the duck quack gets me every time. Anytime I hear someone
Mhm.
quack, like when they swear, I die laughing. It's just me. I think it's hilarious. But
I love
yeah, it's
DaVinci Resolve, but, like, the one thing that always makes me think about switching to, like, Adobe is the automatic removal of curse words.
oh, does it? I
Like,
didn't know it. See, it's been years
eh
since I touched Adobe.
yeah, like, I didn't look too heavy into it, but I was looking into stuff where you could, like, automatically remove those, and Premiere kept coming up. So,
Mm.
it could be something that Resolve does, and I just don't know how to do it yet, but I need that. Like, that is the tool that I need more than anything is remove.
Dude, you remind me. This next video I film tomorrow, I need to. Can you just like push me to get back into DaVinci? I stopped using CapCut for everything. I don't pay for it
I
anymore.
love
CapCut's just
Resolve.
so easy to use, and I was testing it to see how it was on the computer, but I need to get back into DaVinci, or I don't want to
I'm
buy
big on.
Final Cut Pro because then it's stuck to your Mac, right? Like you have to
Yeah.
rebuy it every time. Um,
Yeah, see, I bought DaVinci Resolve is one of the few things I actually paid for so I could step up to the studio, and it was worth every cent. Like, the free version does plenty, but I love that no matter what the version is, what laptop I get, if I switch to another Mac, it follows along with me.
yeah, I need to swap because it's one of those like learning curve thing, right? Like I have like a process flow of like how I import my media and do all my stuff, right? Like everything's pre-foldered for audio, for this, for sound effects, for whatever. And like I just have to learn the interface. You know how techie stuff gets. Like right when you're
Yeah,
used to an interface, you don't want to stray away from the interface.
100%.
And
It's why the designer I use for all the identifiers and stuff isn't what a lot of people would think I use because I learned it with something else, and it's just so intuitive, and so, like, I'll talk to, like, Josh Evans, and I'm just like, "He's so good with all the other stuff," and, like, I would love to switch to Adobe,
yeah,
but I know how to use this one,
I
and
know.
it would take me what takes me 10 minutes to do in this studio would take me all day to figure out in, like, Adobe, and then the next design I go to do that's got different stuff, now I gotta learn all that, and
That first day you showed me that and let me play with it, I about had an aneurysm. Like,
it's idiot proof once you learn it.
yeah, well now, like, yeah, like you're gonna have a lifetime supply of MREs, right? Like, oh, here we go. Like, you're getting sand ones made tomorrow, by the way.
Oh,
Um,
yes, I need those
so
for
it's
smallmouth.
it's it's one of those deals because like me, like I'm not gonna like blast it out there, but like I'm very particular too when it comes
Mhm.
to, I joke like you'll be like, oh, that's crooked, and I'll stare at it for 2 hours. Like you guys know how to set me off, but yeah, I need to swap right now.
You know,
CapCut.
Charlie's a perfect example of, like, why I try not to curse, because I don't have, like, a lot of kids that watch my stuff and everything, but, like, Charlie's from, like, such a good family, I never want to offend his parents.
Yeah, yeah. My part of it is my kids do watch the content. Like I have neighbors that tell my wife or people send, oh, do you see like the first Welcome to Jackass skit I did with her? We had like army wives that we knew like in our first duty station, their husbands were like, oh, look, this is funny. They're like, you were stationed with him, you know him. And they're sending it
Oh
to my
my god,
wife
that's funny.
or like, because that one did pretty well, right? So we had people at our cheer gym that started following me. Like, so I just, it's one of those deals. Like, you don't know
I
what
have people
videos.
at work that follow me. It's weird. It's cool how they support me, but, like, sometimes I see people comment and I'm like, "That person watches my stuff?" Like, I would have never thought they would be
You don't
interested.
know who's watching that, and that's the thing. Like, everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people in our hobby, profession, niche, whatever you want to call it, they have a foul mouth. Like, I don't know,
Mm-hmm. Bunch of
like even
sailors.
and we can stay out of the religion politics thing, but even some of the more religious side people, I hear them saying some words, right? Like,
That's
it's
why they go to
just,
church every Sunday.
it's just a very, generally speaking, like you're out, it just happens. So, but what you choose to put online is different, right? Like, I'm not one of those creators that's gonna purposely just drop f bombs in every skit I do because my kids watch it. I don't want my wife saying something. Like, if my
Mm-hmm.
work sees it, right? Like, it's just, if a sponsor sees it, I just don't want to deal with it. But it will slip. I mean, if it's that good and it's raw emotion, I'll post it. But
Yeah, like when I caught that new PB Smalley,
yep,
it is full of curse words. Like even my buddy Christian, he curses, but like that dude is like one of those godly men you'll ever meet. And even him in the background, you can hear him dropping curse words and everything else because it was just the moment. And it's like I would never want to edit all like I thought about editing that stuff out. And I'm like, you know what? Like my content, I want it to be natural and organic. And like it doesn't get more raw than the emotion
yeah,
of like the fishing slow, we're catching dinks, and then all of a sudden, here's a 20.5 inch, 4 pound smallmouth. And we're just living the moment. And it's just
yeah.
such an organic piece of video.
I mean, I think when it comes to long form too, I think it's not. I wouldn't say it's more accepted, but like it's more expected for me to see
And
that
it's
kind
not
of
in your
language.
face because it's
Yeah,
mixed in among this time frame.
yeah. Like, if you watch, I told you guys to check out the Sean Ryan show. It's completely different than fishing, right? But fantastic podcast. And my wife will keeps us from doing some really stupid. Yeah, you're right, Michael.
100%.
Yep.
She makes me a
Um,
smarter man.
but yeah, Sean Ryan's show is extremely professional, but when it gets into those those deeper conversations, they let it fly, dude. Like,
Hmm.
and I'm okay. I mean, me personally, I'm not offended by that, right? Like, some people might be, but then again, on the inverse side of it, you don't want to be completely fake on social media either. Like, what you see on here with me is what you get in person, and if we're friends, you're probably going to get a lot of trash talk. Like, that's just how it works. So,
So you'll know the answer to this more than me. Is my Hook Lowrance 7 a total scan? Because I've got downside and I've got everything but forward facing. So like that's
so
a
Scotto, I didn't have, if it's the 10-inch transducer.
I can't remember how long my transducer is. I'll tell you what, so I have a PWR
Uh,
129. I had mine on the bottom of the dry pod, and now I have a delete plate, and I have it right on the bottom of there. So if you want to see the transducer I'm using in my setup, it's on the Steve Billington Fishing YouTube channel, and mine works perfect. So if your transducer is anything like mine, I think you're going to be fine. But I honestly don't know what
yeah, I don't.
transducer I have.
I still had the GT54, the 93 SV, the Garmin unit when I had the PWR set up.
Yeah,
He's
mine's a
Nate.
Hook Reveal 7, but I don't know what kind of
Yeah,
transducer
the
it uses.
Lowrance total scan. It's 10 inches. It's a pretty long transducer. It's 10 inches long. So I'm trying to think.
It's probably a
It
little longer than mine.
it might be cutting it close, just because that pod well is really short. But I don't know.
Well, on the bottom, the gunnel, it kind of does flow out. So I guess if it's not up inside the pod hole, because it'll be on the bottom of the dry pod.
Yeah, but once you put a bracket on there, it's going to bring that backside down, and that's the
That's
thing.
true.
That's
Yeah.
that's the part that I'm not sure about. That's why I'm like thinking, because if I didn't just install my transducer on my Titan, I could have literally held it underneath to the dry pod and told you yes or no. But yeah,
Yeah. I can't remember how long mine is.
yeah, we don't know anybody else. Alan, if Alan Lockwood is in here, Alan, you have a total scan. Oh, he does the catch. He has the catch trapdoor. He doesn't have the.
Yeah. So he's doing more like what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
he's doing what I did with the delete. Yeah,
He's got the
sorry.
bougie delete plate.
Yeah, I don't know. Post it in the Bonafide owners group
Yeah. They'll
and
tell you
see.
real quick.
Yeah,
I
someone will answer
guarantee
you.
somebody on there knows. All right. Let's see. We got what this might be the stupidest comment, so I want to make sure we get this one. We have this stupid one and then one bonus one. So this guy said, yeah, I'm not he's talking about the PFD. He says, nah, because I'm not wearing mine when I'm in 2 foot of water or less, fishing the flats on my paddleboard. I walk into burning buildings for a living. I'm at peace with doing shit and dying. And I read that and I'm just like, I mean, I guess he's okay with it, but like, I want to catch fish until I can't catch them anymore. That's hard to do if you're dead, but like, he's got to have some loved ones and stuff, right? Like, let's say he's married. Would he say that to his wife? You know?
Maybe they're not happily married.
Okay, that's true. Maybe he's not happily
Yeah,
married.
maybe drowning in 2 feet of water will. I don't know. I don't like when people joke about that kind of stuff because, like, legitimately, like, someone out there, no matter how crappy you are, someone probably does care about you.
Uh-huh.
And, it's not just about that, too. Like, you're showing people the wrong idea. I mean, that's just the.
Yeah. And new people come in and then they think like, oh, it's not cool to wear a PFD or whatever because, Joe Schmo 129. But I tell you what, I was driving home today and I was thinking about like this particular segment. And what kind of came to me out of nowhere is like, so at that bass event, I can't remember where it was. It's the one Thad went to when that young man lost his life,
Yeah,
the
Toledo.
college
Was it
angler.
Toledo Ben?
It might have been Toledo Bend.
Yeah.
So like his loved ones are still around. So like if you're one of the guys that makes these comments and stuff in the section, if it's man, I really hope it's not. If it's not something you wouldn't say to like that guy's mother, just don't say it. Like
Yeah.
and Marty Hughes kind of said it well earlier. He made a post about this particular subject and he was like, nobody's telling you what to do. It's not a debate. Nobody cares what you think if you're not down with it. Just we want awareness. We want to put it out there. And some of the PFD comments just like I don't get them, man. It doesn't make any
Look,
sense to
at the
me.
end of the day, it's your choice to not wear it. It's other people's choice to not support you if you choose to do that. He isn't even a firefighter. Yeah, there you get the comments, right? Like, I was a pogue in the military. I picked communications. I didn't deploy. I worked in a building and no windows, right? I openly say that. I don't care. I chose that job, right? But even my friends that are like, we're in combat, they don't use that as like a, yeah, they joke like, oh man, I did this in Iraq, I'll go ahead and send it. But they're not going to like say, oh, I don't mind not wearing proper safety equipment, right? To kill
And
myself. Like,
and none
I
of
don't
them
care if I
care about
die.
dying.
Like,
Yeah, they all care about dying. They know how close you can come to that and what some of those moments right before it might really happen is like.
yeah, I like, that's one of these topics that you're going to piss off 50% of the field and you're going to.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, what everybody has to realize with what Chad and Wendell are doing, it's not trying to like make them legislation change for anything.
Correct.
It's simply trying to just, there's so many new kayak anglers because kayaking, we're trying to make it cool, right?
Yeah.
And
And
part
it's
of it,
blowing up.
if you want to take this into a firefighter perspective, dude, if you happen to see this, do you go into a fire without proper safety equipment? No, you
No.
don't. Do you go into a firefight or do you go onto a mission in the military without proper PPE? No, you don't. So if you make it a tool to hold your phone, to hold your stuff, it just becomes natural. And if you get hot, I'm sorry, buy a lighter one and a more comfortable one, or don't wear all your hat jersey crap and 10 logo UPF 50 shirts, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I
we
will say
don't.
though, if he runs into fires butt naked and puts them out by peeing on them, I
Oh, go
retract
ahead.
my statement. I take
Yeah.
the comment off.
I'm sorry, I took the pledge, but I'll share his stuff if he provides proof, right? Like,
Yeah. If
Chad,
he's running there peeing on it, okay.
this guy went into a crazy ass fire naked. We're
Yeah, he
sharing his
don't he don't
stuff.
need no PFD. I guarantee that nobody on this list who made those comments knows how to park at a boat ramp. Not a one
Oh
of
my
them.
God. Yeah,
Not a
I
one of
swear
them can
this.
park.
You're gonna pull the Alex where you're just like pulling up to boat ramps, not even fishing, just with binoculars. Like, look at this guy. Like,
I did
just
it. So
did you really?
after that video went off, I drove around to like 6 different boat ramps that a couple days later, I didn't have time to go fishing, but I grabbed the cameras and I grabbed my PFD so it looked like I was going fishing and I drove around to the different ramps and I'll be damned if everybody wasn't parked right. Like half of them were empty. And then the couple that had people, they were all backed in, nice and neat, parked where they're supposed to. And I'm like, you bitches. Like,
Well,
so I
all
just
right.
drove
So
around and got some Casey's pizza.
we already saw the Steve effect with the truck for Thad to
That's
drive.
right.
Which way? That guy nuts. If you're in Missouri and you fish any of the Moyak events, please park crooked for this man right there, because I
I can
want to
even
see
live
him.
with crooked. It's parking in the middle, parking
Okay,
the wrong direction, parking on
look,
the boat ramp.
dude, I so badly, like, you need to get somebody to film you for a skit of you being like the parking lot Karen. Yeah,
I need
see,
to get
Charlie,
the safety patrol vest and everything and like a little clipboard.
wear a
Like,
PT
yeah,
belt, please. I will send you a PT belt. I put a PT belt on my kayak, and it was like, people were like, that's genius because they'll see you. And I was like, this is a joke. It means I can't flip and I'm indestructible. And somehow it turned into, I took it off. I thought it was stupid, but I want to see a
it's
video.
gotta be legal to make little fakes. Like you can put Chinese food menus on people's windows. So I imagine I can put fake parking violations on a window.
I'll let
Eh,
you experiment with that.
maybe if it says in big letters like this is fake, parking
Or
Karen,
put it on
please.
the back or something so that, like,
Yeah, maybe.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
have to
No,
ask somebody.
someone's gonna be like, I saw them two scheming to commit like a misdemeanor or no. No.
What I need is a video of like I need somebody to park on a boat ramp, like one that's not busy. Park on a boat ramp with their bass boat trailer empty, so I can hook a rope to it and try to tow it, try to pull it with the NK 180. Like,
Wait,
like
what did Thad want? Didn't he tell me he wanted me to pull some? Oh, the mini bike, my son's mini bike.
that's what it was. Yeah.
Yes. I have to bring that to Bassmaster now in May.
What you need to do is put the mini bike on Caleb's XTR and have him pretend to ride it, because Lord knows that bass boat's got enough room on it and enough weight capacity to hold it.
Well, he has all the, the cheater screens on there, so he doesn't have a
Well,
lot of
that's
room for
true.
anything else.
Yeah, they might be in the way.
We have a pretty funny thing we're gonna do with Relax when the water gets a little warmer. They got the tandem seat for the XTR for him and I to go out on.
Oh, that's funny. That's
Oh,
gonna be a good one.
we have this thing all
You
pre-planned.
guys are
It's
just
gonna be
gonna be
great.
like
No, 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 no.
smacking at each
No,
other.
I can't even give it away. Yeah,
Yeah, don't give
I'll
away
tell
the
you
juice.
guys in the chat because we're most likely gonna do it at the Bassmaster, and you're not joining us.
Yeah.
So,
We're
you know,
we're at an hour 32, guys, and we're gonna get ready to wrap up. So I want to give you one more stupid comment, because the first episode of this is now basically wrapping up. So we now know what the first episode of the Campfire Conversations podcast looks like. So the stupidest comment I
is it
have
the
seen all week, and
is it the paint?
I'm gonna paraphrase it because I don't remember it word for word. But when I posted this as an event, somebody commented and said, basically, I'd love to come watch, but I need to go watch paint dry.
Yes. Oh, I knew it was gonna be that one.
And if he's not watching now, it's probably because he passed out from paint fumes. But I just want to go on record and say this was way better than watching paint. You're trolling is stupid and nobody cares.
Dude, I love it.
I mean, I don't know what else to say to a
Somebody
comment like that.
discovered
But
Chat GPT. Actually, no, Google. Get those
yeah, that
bright
was
orange.
too well written for Chat GPT.
Uh,
I feel like he's going to get me in trouble.
oh God, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin's like gonna sit there and laugh in the background if someone's like,
Kevin's figured out already that he can just like sit back and feed me little tidbits and I can't help myself. Like, I'm not easily manipulated in the sense that like I don't understand. I'm easily manipulated in the sense that I see what people are doing and then I'm like, yeah, that seems like fun and I do it anyway.
or the
Like when your
trolling,
parents are like, if somebody told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? I'm like, yeah, probably. Like, it
or
depends on the bridge or why.
coming into the comments section. It's like, where is that? Send the link. Let me swap accounts real quick. Like, how
Yeah.
many times has that happened?
When I was young, if there was a girl involved, so okay, here's a campfire story. I'll tell you this one, and it doesn't take long. So when I was like 13, this is one of the ones Kelly would be okay with this one. When I was like 13, we used to go on these father-son camping trips to this place called Jugtown Mountain, and they called it Jugtown Mountain because it literally just looked like two jugs.
Twin
So
Peaks.
But our fathers, like typical fathers, they would always just get like drunk and do stupid shit, like throw 22 bullets into the fire and see where they shot off to. So like they weren't paying any attention to us. So we go wandering up the mountain, and there's like all these campsites as you go. And there's like this rocking campsite in the middle of nowhere. And it turns out it's a frat sorority party. And we're like 13. They have no interest in us, but we wander in there because there's cute girls and there's music and it just looks like fun. So one of the older dudes is like, "What do you guys think you're doing?" And we're like, "Oh, we're here to drink." And so they think, "Oh, we're gonna mess with these kids, these teenagers. We're gonna have a good time." So they tell us, me particularly, that we can hang out. We can stay all night. They'll give us all the booze we want if we bring them enough wood to keep the bonfire going. So they think they're just going to send us off. And so we're wandering away, and my friends are like, "Man, we'll never get enough firewood or whatever." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm 10 steps ahead of you. We're going to be partying with them." And they're like, "Well, where are we going to get all the firewood?" I take them like 2 campsites down, and I'm like, "We're going to take this picnic table and we're going to carry it up there and we're going to throw it on the fire." Now, one of my buddies is like, "There ain't no way. Like, this not cool. We can't steal the picnic table." My other buddy is like, "Okay, I'm in, but like that's heavy. We're never gonna be able to get that up there." My other buddy is like, "Well, if we get it up there, they're never gonna let us put it on the fire." I said, "No, no, no. You guys are thinking about this all wrong. We're gonna pick it up, carry it in, and we're gonna throw it on the fire. We're not asking anybody's permission. We're gonna get to hang out." We get this thing up there. We walk in. They all start looking at us, and we just we throw it right into the bonfire, and it's like silence other than the music. And they're just staring at us. And the one dude's like, "Yeah, okay." He's like, they're in. So we end up drinking with all these people, and they're passing around this bottle. And again, this is how cute girls get you to do stupid stuff because like they're sorority girls. So like obviously this was a great idea to bring this picnic table up here. They're passing around this bottle, and I grab it and I just start chugging. I never heard of Everclear before. So I don't remember the rest of that night. I'm confident that I nothing happened with any of these girls. But so the next thing I remember, it's bright daylight. I can hear walkie-talkies, like police walkie-talkies, and I can hear my dad outside the tent, and he's talking to somebody. It's kind of muffled, and I'm looking around, and Matt, one of my buddies, is passed out, and he is covered in vomit. And I'm like, "Oh man, that's pretty nasty." And then I realize I'm covered in vomit. And then I realized that there's a trail of vomit leading out the tent. So I'm peeking down through the zipper, and I can see my dad talking to a state trooper, and there's a trail of vomit leading to where they're standing. And I hear him going, "Well, who's in the tent?" And my dad goes, "I don't know." It says my dad's an officer. That's you have to qualify with that. They end up wandering off. They don't say anything. My dad comes back without the trooper, and he's like, "You jackasses, get out here right now." So it turns out we came back at some point. I threw up all over Matt. I threw up outside. There's throw up everywhere. We're all way hungover. And so it turns out it's not even the picnic table that brought them, the state troopers, to the campsite. Because that's my first thought is we stole that fucking picnic table. It turns out that one of the girls at some point in time, because they've now interviewed the sorority girls who can handle their liquor and the frat boys who threw us under the bus so fast. One of them said that she wanted to go for like a midnight cruise in a golf cart. Your boy apparently acquired a golf cart. I don't know how I acquired the golf cart. I don't know if I went on a midnight cruise. I do know that the golf cart ended up inside the lobby of the registration center where you book campsites. Apparently drove right through the double doors, and that's where I left it with a note on it that said, "My bad, return in your cart."
Oh my God. Bro.
So I can be talked into doing some dumb shit.
So I'll save the retort for after, but I'll say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and you can't even be mad then.
Hey, it's a good story. I mean, it's been, oh my God, I can't even do the math on that. It's been I'm
Michael
41.
Hill is right. It takes the glitter off boats.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I got a high tolerance for Everclear, though, let me tell you.
Oh God. I don't even want to think about that. Like, especially being old with kids. Like that just to me like sounds like a death trap for a week.
Oh God. Yeah, if I did that now, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. This
So
is the
now,
same. We used to throw rocks off the cliffs at the semis at that campground too. Like they were well familiar with us. We stopped going after like 3 years. And when I was younger, I thought my dad lost interest. But like as I got older, I'm not sure that we were allowed to come back. I think we might
I'm
have got
fairly certain
banned.
you probably weren't. Like, they're like, oh, there's this kid again, like stealing picnic
Uh,
tables, golf carts, and he's gonna puke all over the place.
yeah, gotta love it. But all right, guys. So for all of you watching, I'm super excited. We're down to 9 people now, but we were up to like 20 at one point, and I had no idea what the live turnout would be, and I was going to be happy with like one. But 20 is awesome. All of you that came out and watched it, I really appreciate it. This is going to be dropping in audio form, hopefully in the next day or so. So if you're listening to this on audio form, just know that this coming Tuesday we have another one. And actually, let me look and see. I think it's Chris, but I'm going to tell you exactly who's going to be on. I had to put all this on my calendar. I was never going to be able to keep up with it. Yep, next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, we have Chris Platts coming on. I definitely appreciate you coming on, Andrew, for the first one, and
Yeah, dude,
definitely it
honored.
helped with the technical stuff. And it's a good show, man. It was
Yeah,
fun.
man. No, it's fun. I know you. I knew Steve would not make it bland and boring. So,
Yeah,
glad
no,
you.
nothing with me is ever boring.
And look, for you, like I said, I will leave the red up one time and then goes away forever, unless it's a campfire, right? So
Yeah, if you come back on here, I expect the red back,
I
but
know,
I
I
have to
know.
up my game because look at your set versus mine. That's I'm like Dollar General over here. I need to up my
This is all
game.
fake. This is AI. If anybody
It's
wants
AI.
PWR plates,
It,
you know who to bug.
yeah, yeah. Trash Panda decals could hook you up with PWR plates.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, lots of people seem to enjoy it. I appreciate all of you, and thanks for tuning in. And I'm going to let you go, and we'll all get some sleep and get ready to do this again sometime.
Yes,
So,
sir.
all right,
Thanks for
guys, I
having me,
appreciate
man.
everybody tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.